There's can be a real sense of frustration, uncertainty that comes from not knowing why is this not working? What's wrong with me? And I think Lindsay was asking those questions a lot. Mm-hmm. And that those are questions that they're difficult to linger over long periods of time. If you don't have answers to them, it can easily lead to discouragement and frustration and despair even. And I think that if all you care about is a certain outcome, then maybe the technology can provide that outcome, but it doesn't really eliminate the underlying sort of desire to know and understand yourself and your body. And so I think that one thing that was really valuable about this was giving her confidence that, more confidence in her own understanding of her body, like she already mentioned, her recognition that her cycle was irregular, but still like very many others. And so she didn't sort of feel like, I'm all by myself in this situation where I have no idea what to do about it, and it's probably my fault somehow. Right? And yeah, so I think the method and the data behind it allowed her both to recognize, okay, there are others that have similar patterns as I do, and she can be now more confident in moving forward because of the fine-grained distinctions she mentioned between the signs. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, that was a beautiful thing. It was really good for our relationship, and for her especially, to kind of have some confidence restored and begin to, in a way, the truth sets you free, right? And so she was in the situation of longing for the truth about these things and not having it. And, certain traditional methods aren't going to give you the truth. They might give you a baby, but they often don't.
The first cycle is around 76% of couples would achieve by the first cycle. After that, it just increases each month. If by the 6th month, 98% of couples will have achieved. If that has not happened, you dive into an infertility category quite quickly, because that's just like, there's something going on.
Right.
And so, whereas a doctor maybe who doesn't study this or follow this would probably tell you to try for a year and a half, maybe, try longer. And that can be painful. That can be very painful to wait that long and try, when all of a sudden you're like, you can have data that can show you specifically. And so it is a beautiful thing when it comes to couples who are suffering with infertility and suffering with the whys and what's going on underlying.